When it rains like this in Switzerland, I am automatically drawn to waterfalls. The Giessbach Falls are located directly opposite my home village of Brienz on Sea, and you can't get enough of them in weather like this. My dear Swissies and Switzerland lovers, the week began with a day-long photo tour. I specifically chose places that are suitable for children. The wet and wonderful experience at the Giessbach Falls was the start. After a hot chocolate at the Giessbach Hotel, we continued on to the Ballenberg Open Air Museum.
Yeah, they're really waterproof. They look nice. Nothing's wrong.
There you can see many historic buildings from Switzerland and lots of funny animals. To keep the children entertained, we stopped by the Traufer Adventure World. There, children can paint the famous Traufer cows themselves and take them home. A great experience for the whole family. Then, at the request of the family, we went to the Reichenbach Valley, which is also a good place to visit in rainy weather. The evening brought a beautiful rainbow, and the next day I was already on my way to a short hike. Where will I go today? How boring! I am back in one of the most beautiful valleys again. I'm in the Reichenbach Valley, exactly the same place as yesterday, but this time in sunny weather. But I'm drawn further up. So I drive through the entire valley until I end up at Schwarzwaldalp. There's something very special to see here, a historic sawmill. It was built in 1896 and is still in operation today. You can even buy a cheese board to take home with you. A piece of history, so to speak. If you take a few steps behind the saw, you can see how the water flows into the water wheel and sets the whole sawmill in motion. My post bus arrives, now it's off to Grosse Scheidegg. On the somewhat bumpy ride, we see the wild and romantic nature that this area has to offer. The weather horn is shrouded in dark clouds, but that's exactly what I love. The second to last and last post buses are usually almost empty. Traveling off peaks has its benefits. The typical post bus sound comes from a 3-tone horn with an electronic compressor. This doo-da-do is intended to warn other road users. So when you hear this horn, you should find somewhere to pull over and let the post bus pass. Here, however, the post bus honks more for cyclists as the road to Grosse Scheidegg is close to private traffic. So now I am starting from Grosse Scheidegg down to Schwarzwaldalp. It is a hike from about 2 hours. It's an easy hike, so I'm looking forward. It rained the last 2 days and it was that cold that we have fresh new snow. Yeah, on the higher mountains. Yeah, but the snow will melt again. Very fast. The Reichenbach Valley is a valley for nature lovers. It's simply a place to relax and let the sound and sense of nature enchant you. And of course, it's the kingdom of the cows. They seemed to chill over there, huh? Yeah, that's a good cow life, huh? Ja, kom. Kom het? No. At least I've tried. As an Alphorn player, I'd probably have more luck with these cows. They really love that sound. Bosje komt. That was the last post bus. After that, there is nothing else up here. So if you missed it and need to go down to Meiringen, you'll have to walk for about 4 hours. So keep an eye on the timetable. I always use the SBB app, where you can see practically all public transport connections.
Such beautiful cows here, huh? In one row. Wat zou je zeggen? Hi? Want a taste? You don't know yet, huh? Ja. Huh? Weiß noch nicht so recht. Hm? Weet het? Huh? Oh, you have a good life here, huh? A very good life. To get the best light and to avoid the crowds. I'm on a late hike. It is about 10 minutes to 5. Yeah, and as the sun goes down at, I don't know, 9:30, I have so much time, huh, to hike down before the night begins. That's the good thing on summer. You maybe ask what you can do here, huh? Marveling. Yeah, marveling at Mother Nature. That's the only thing you can do here. I lately had a photo tour with a family with 3 children, and one child just made like this. And it was lucky enough that there was no electricity in it. Normally, when you see something like this in the mountains, there is electricity on it. And if you just, take the hand on it, you get a schlag, you know. So it's better not to touch it. And if you want to cross this, you just take it like here. Yeah. And then turning and so put it back again. Yeah. That's the way it goes.
This is the last post bus that goes up to Grosse Scheidegg. As I let my eyes wander over this beautiful alpine flower meadow, I hear the sound of a marmot. I spotted these 2 lovebirds in the grass. Soon there will probably be little marmots running around here. That's what I love so much about hikes like this. All the sound that comes together like a symphony. The rushing of the mountain stream, the distant tinkling of cowbells, the rustling of the wind through the trees. It's all like soothing music for the soul.
So now, I'm back again at Schwarzwaldalp. Yeah, I was faster than I thought. And now I take my car back down to Männlichen and then back to my home village, Brienz.
And because my partner was working from home again the next day and could look after Rasta, I went on another trip. I booked a room at the Berghaus Männlichen. I'd wanted to do this for a long time, but as the hotel isn't dog-friendly, it never made it onto the shortlist. However, as Rasta is no longer able to go on long trips due to his illness, I took this opportunity and I am delighted to be able to show you another corner of my home region. In my usual style, of course, with few people around. So I am driving from Brienz to Grindelwald, which takes about 45 minutes. I actually wanted to go up to Männlichen from Lauterbrunnen, but I didn't feel like taking crowded trains, so I decided to gamble on a private gondola ride from Grindelwald Terminal to Männlichen. I have the Jungfrau pass, which means I can use most trains, buses and gondolas for free. However, the mountain lines such as Busalp and Grosse Scheidegg are not included in the pass. It's important to check what's included in the different passes in Switzerland. I parked my car in the large parking garage at Grindelwald Terminal. If you don't want to drive through the whole village, you can park here and then take the bus into the village. But I don't want to go to the village. I want to go up to the mountain. The rush for the gondolas up to Männlichen is not too bad at this time of the day. So as I want it, I have a private gondola all to myself.
So now, my turn.
It is still pretty busy here at the moment, but soon the last gondola will go down and then it will be quiet again. I have lunch or dinner and watch the scene. Now I'm going to check into the hotel and take a little nap.
So this is my room. Let's check in. With you? Super. I like it.
While I was sleeping, I let my Nikon Z8 do its work. When I woke up, the hustle and bustle was over. Let's start enjoying it. I scanned the hills below me with my eyes. You can usually see animals somewhere when the people have left. I spotted this family of chamois with the young ones out exploring. I watched them for a while, and was then surprised by the sound of Alphorns. Those were Helen and Neil, a couple from England, connected by love and music. We had wonderful conversations, and I am so grateful to be able to share such moments with you. Then humans and animals got ready for the sunset. After sunset, I took some photos with Helen and Neil and then went to bed early. The early morning would call. In the middle of the night, someone turned on the hallway light, but on closer inspection, it was the full moon. I didn't sleep well. I wonder if it was because of the full moon. I had a slight headache and hoped it would go away soon. The full moon waved briefly and then disappeared behind the mountains. The Lauterbrunnen Valley is still asleep. And the only other thing awake is this wooden figure with her dog, waiting for the sun to rise.
Let's go on the hike from Männlichen to Kleine Scheidegg. Yeah, it is similar like the hike from Grindelwald Giessbach see, not from the hiking length, but yeah, very, very crowded during the day. So that's why I do it in the early morning. In about 10 minutes, the sun must be here. Yeah, so I look around for a beautiful place. Yeah, to marvel at sunrise. Good morning, sunshine. The earth says hello. You twinkle in front of us, and I twinkle below. best time of the day. I grew up in the big city of Zurich. Yeah. So I am a city child. But since I live nearby the mountains, not 10 horses will bring me back to the city. And not 20. I think once you recognize that you don't need so many things in life, yeah, you're so much happier. Yeah, that would have been something for us, huh?
At moments like this, my voice breaks and I start to cry. I miss Rasta very much on hikes like this. He would have loved to run around freely here. But he is also happy on these little trips, you know. It's just our human brain that feels he would miss it. Dogs live in the moment and take exactly what they get in that moment. They don't think about what was or what will be. I wish I had a brain like that. But I recover quickly and come back to the moment. I am a very emotional person, you know. I let a lot of emotions out quickly, but then I calm down again relatively quickly. I wish I had better control over that, but then I probably wouldn't be me. My headaches got worse during the hike, so I am a little quieter than usual. I came to this beautiful viewpoint and thought I could rest for a while. So I sat down on this beautiful bench and enjoyed the view of the Eiger North Face.
Hey? You look like you get a lot of food here. It is a little bit like in autumn. Huh? With this kind of fog. I love that. Now we are able to have a first look on Kleine Scheidegg. Yeah.
The hike from Männlichen to Kleine Scheidegg takes about 2 hours and is one of the easier hikes.
There is another early bird, but a faster one. Yeah, I think he's doing some training, huh? So we reach now the first mountain hut at Kleine Scheidegg. Yeah, and then we're soon there. We can now see the train station of Kleine Scheidegg. Yeah, now I'm searching for a Gipfeli and a coffee, and then I take the train down because my knees are tired and I have a little bit of headache. Yeah, so I go home and have a little sleep. So this is now the train station of Kleine Scheidegg. Ja. Well done, würde ich sagen.
The peace and quiet is over. On Kleine Scheidegg, workers are getting everything ready for the crowds of tourists who will be transported to the Jungfrau Joch. At first, I wanted to take the train back down to Grindelwald, but I thought you might enjoy seeing the other side today, so I took the train down to Lauterbrunnen. I'll probably be alone on that train to Wengen, but after that, it will be difficult to find the best seats for filming. When we arrived in Lauterbrunnen, my headache was so bad that I was glad to get into my car after the last train ride from Lauterbrunnen via Zweilütschenen to Grindelwald. At home, I slept for 2 hours and then felt slightly better. The next morning, everything was fine again, and I wanted to take Rasta on a little trip. Destination Lungernsee. As always, we set off early to avoid meeting anyone. We also do this to avoid encounters with other dogs. Not all dog owners are sensitive enough to realize that Rasta has problems with his hind legs, so we avoid such encounters whenever possible. It takes about 30 minutes to get from Brienz to Lake Lungern. The drive takes us over the Brünig Pass and we soon arrive at the lake.
Hey Rasta, willst du go paddeln? Slowly, slowly. Go in. Go rein. Ja, gezien, is goed. Ah. Huh? Yeah, fresh. Ah, baby. Is goed. Psst. Rasta. I am again on the chairlift up to Axalp because there is a special event today. They have Handörgeli music. Yeah, some traditional music up there with sunset. Yeah, so I'm looking very forward.
Now I'm at Windegg. The best seats at the Speicher mini restaurant are already taken. And while a few girls were swinging on the big swing with a view, I eat a cheese platter with regional alpine cheese, of course. Then the Wendelsee Örgler start their concert. It was just such a beautiful evening up there on the Windegg. It really doesn't take much to be happy, does it? Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget, live in the moment and appreciate the little things. That's what makes you happy.